I'm gonna share with you 10 of my favorite Middle Eastern fragrances that honestly smell like designer fragrances that you can get at your local department store. They do not have any Middle Eastern twang to them, so let's get started. Now, this first one is the best Chanel inspired by fragrance that I have smelled out of the Middle East. Specifically, if you like Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, then you have got to try Armaf Club de Nuit for women. When I tell you this smells so close to the original and still has amazing projection and longevity, incredibly impressive. If you've never smelled the original Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, oh my goodness. It is a fruity floral scent that has a sophistication to it. I always feel like the Chanel Coco Mademoiselle scent smells like it comes from a strong lineage, it comes from a strong family of the House of Chanel, but it's done in a bit more of a mass appealing kind of way. To me, it's one of the more bougie Chanel scents that is still mass appealing. Not as mass appealing as maybe some of the Chanel Chances, which are very light and airy. This one still has that elegance to it, that backbone to it, that strength to it, but it's still very sweet and fresh and just gorgeous. I love the original Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, and this does an absolute excellent job of replicating that DNA. There is no extra Middle Eastern twang in this whatsoever. So notes for this fragrance, it's gonna open up with bergamot, grapefruit, peach, orange. In the heart, you get geranium, jasmine, lychee, rose, and the base is musk, patchouli, vanilla, and vetiver. Armaf comes out with some absolute bangers, and this is definitely one that I would check out if I were you. This next scent is inspired by a very popular, very expensive niche fragrance by Parfums de Marly, and honestly, I think I like the scent DNA of this particular scent better than the original. I'm talking about Afnan Mystique Bouquet. Does this smell close to Valaya by Parfums de Marly? So it smells like it started out trying to smell like Valaya by Parfums de Marly, which is this very fresh, again, ethereal, orange, blossomy, pretty lady type of scent profile. It started out trying to smell like that, but then it definitely goes in a different direction. I think it's a lot sweeter and fruitier than the original Valaya. And I like Valaya, but I do think that for me, sometimes she can be a little bit boring. So this one I actually think does a better job. It's super long lasting. The orange blossom is punchy, but not enough to make you want to like vomit. And it just to me has a lot more sweetness and fruit to it that just makes the fragrance more complex and enjoyable to wear personally. It is absolutely beautiful. Overall, I would describe this as a orange blossom heavy, elegant, still sweet, fruity floral that built its foundation upon Valaya, but went in a different direction. So notes for Mystique Bouquet. This is gonna open up with white peach, mandarin orange, bergamot, lychee. In the heart, we get orange blossom, vetiver, mahania, peony, and the base is ambroxan, musk, vanilla, and oak moss. If you like Valaya's DNA, but you wanna see what you might think about something that could be a tad bit sweeter, but still give you amazing projection and longevity, highly recommend checking out Mystique Bouquet by Afnan. Also, shout out to the packaging. I absolutely love this bottle. It feels very premium. It feels like something that I would get out of a niche fragrance line. It's glass. I love the green to blue gradient with the heavy metallic cover. Big fan. This next fragrance is actually the best dupe for my favorite designer release of 2025. My favorite designer release of 2025 was none other than Carolina Herrera's La Bamba. I absolutely love that scent, which of course means I'm absolutely going to love Intensely Seductive by Oudwear. I feel like for whatever crazy reason, this line of fragrances from Oudwear is not spoken about enough, and they are some of the best Middle Eastern clones that I have smelled, specifically with Intensely Seductive being in the #1 spot to me. First of all, love the packaging. Honestly feels, again, like a niche bottle. You get this purple black gradient. It's a heavy glass. I love it. I'm a sucker for packaging, guys. I really think that perfume is a luxury experience, a luxurious experience, and it should feel that way from the moment you open the box to the moment that you spray the perfume. Anyways, let's talk about how this actually smells. If you've never smelled La Bamba by Carolina Herrera, it is a very, very sweet, tart fragrance that has a somewhat tropical vibe to it from the Frangipani. It lasts forever, dries down to some vanilla and patchouli. Intensely Seductive honestly smells almost identical to La Bamba, and when I tested this recently on paper strips, this actually outperformed it in terms of longevity. This has no Middle Eastern twang in it whatsoever. It smells, again, just like La Bamba. Great atomizer on this one as well. Oh my gosh, if I could just live in this bottle, I would. So, notes for intensely seductive. Opens up with Italian bergamot and blackcurrant nectar. In the heart, you get pink peony, frangipani blossom, Egyptian jasmine. The base is vanilla bean, patchouli, and soft white musk. Now, I know some of you guys get nervous about patchouli. Don't worry about the patchouli. In my opinion, of course, the patchouli is there, but oftentimes when you see patchouli in the base of a fragrance, it's really there to help round out the scent and give more longevity. But by no means is this a patchouli leading fragrance, at least to my nose. What really dominates the scent of it is those juicy, juicy berries, the black currant along with the bergamot in the opening. And of course, you get that slight tropical vibe from the frangipani, which is technically like a Hawaiian rose, but not enough to make it like a coconut smell and make it too tropical, but enough to make it leaning in a tropical direction, if that makes sense. Very tart, very, very sweet, very, very long lasting. Absolutely love it. This next one is for anyone who enjoys the smell of Louis Vuitton fragrances, but not the price point that comes with Louis Vuitton fragrances. One of my favorite Louis Vuitton fragrances is the Attrape Rêves scents. I'm probably mispronouncing it. I don't speak French, bear with me. But I don't own it. I've only sampled it before. It's on the wish list, but I don't know if I want to pull the trigger, again, because of the price point. And honestly, with this one that I'm about to show you, I don't know if I ever will because it is so close to it, but for an absolute fraction of the price, and it smells beautiful. I'm talking about Rayhaan Divine. First of all, yes to the packaging. This is beautiful. The only thing I hate about the Rayhaan bottles is that for whatever reason, they like to torture us and they don't put the actual name of the fragrance anywhere on the bottle. So you have to just remember it by the color of it, but whatever. Anyways, this is Rayhaan Divine, and it honestly smells super close to the original Louis Vuitton Attrape Rêves scent. If you've not smelled that, it is such a, to me, an interesting, unique, but still very classy, elegant, beautiful woman kind of smell. And I think this honestly embodies that so well. It's fresh, it's light, but it has a very interesting base because it has chocolate in it. And I feel like you can get chocolate throughout the entire fragrance, but it's a very muted, controlled amount of chocolate. It's not at all enough to make this like a very warm, crazy, strong gourmand. It just adds a certain depth to the fragrance that is done masterfully. So, notes for Rayhaan Divine. This is gonna open up with lychee, bergamot, and ginger. In the heart, you get peony, rose, and vanilla. And the base is a chocolate accord with patchouli. So overall, I would describe this as a floral, fruity, and maybe technically a little bit gourmand because of the chocolate, but not really. I think it leans more on a fresh, light floral scent that has a really interesting, smooth chocolate tone underneath it. It's beautiful. So if you like Attrape Rêves by Louis Vuitton, or if you want to see what a Louis Vuitton fragrance smells like, definitely check out Rayhaan Divine. This next one is for any of you who like Versace, specifically the Versace Dylan series, because we've got a Versace Dylan purple clone that is excellent. I am talking about Lattafa's Habik. Now, if you have not smelled the original Versace Dylan Purple, the best way that I could describe this scent is that it's a soft, smooth, elegant, fruity, floral type of fragrance that really doesn't try to be too much. Like, it really resides in this soft, very like intimate to your skin type of scent profile. It's not trying to be too cloying. It's not trying to be too loud. It's a soft, quiet, sweet, fruity, floral kind of fragrance. And I think Habik does a good job at that, but maybe with just a bit more projection, in my opinion. But it's very, very close. It doesn't overdo it. It doesn't try to make it too much of a beast mode fragrance, but I do think it's a little bit louder than the original Versace Dylan Purple, but still manages to capture that soft berry kind of scent profile. The only thing that I don't like about Habik is the bottle. In my opinion, this is tacky as hell. I understand, you know, they're trying to go for the whole purple with some metallic accents like the original, but this doesn't look tacky to me. They could have done this in a way more toned down way without the addition of the fake purple rhinestones. Come on, bro. We don't need that, but whatever. The juice is good, so I will overlook it. Now, let's get into the notes of Habik. So Habik is gonna open up with bergamot, pear. In the heart, you get jasmine, lily of the valley, freesia, and the base is musk, dry amber, and oak moss. So it's a floral, fruity, musky scent that is not overly cloying. Definitely one that you can wear to work and not worry about bothering anyone around you. It's a really lovely scent. Next up, we have a newer release, and this one is actually one of the newest flankers of the original Pink Blush, which is the clone for the Young Bougie Marshmallow by Kayali. This doesn't smell anything like it. It's definitely its own scent. I don't have anything in my collection that I would say this is duping, but I really enjoy it. And I am talking about Glaze and Glow. So this is for my sweet fruit lovers. If you want a super fruity fragrance that is going to be long lasting, this is the one that I really think you should check out. This has a lot of apple in it. It also has cinnamon, but honestly, I don't get the cinnamon. What I get is a very, very sweet, long-lasting fragrance that has no Middle Eastern oud or heavy resinous type of ingredients. It just smells like a nice, sweet, strong, beastie kind of fruity scent that dominates with apple. I think that this will be perfect for spring and summertime. You can definitely wear it year-round as well. If you layer this with a vanilla, oh my gosh, that would be absolutely gorgeous. Really enjoy it. For some reason, I want to keep saying that there's apricot in here, but there is no apricot, but it kind of gives me an apricot vibe. But anyways, let's go over the notes. So this is going to open up with cinnamon and apple. In the heart, you get peach, pear, vanilla bean, sugar, and the base is caramel, cedarwood, and tonka bean. So if you like a warm, sweet, fruity fragrance that is gonna give you a cozy vibe, that could also be a bit flirty kind of fragrance that will layer with a lot of really good scents, and you want it to last you, highly recommend checking out my girl, Glaze and Glow by Art Al Zaffaran. This next scent is for anyone who enjoys Mugler's Angel Nova. It's a very, very sweet, fruity fragrance that is long lasting. Angel Nova is nothing at all like its mother, the original Angel, which is a lot more provocative. Angel Nova is very mass appealing, sweet and fruity. It's one of those scents that people smell on you and they're just gonna think you smell good. And I think that this fragrance does a really good job of capturing the heart of Angel Nova, but it's done in an even fresher way that actually makes me like it even more. And I am talking about Lattafa Mayar, or Mayar. I don't know how to say it. Whatever, it smells good. This definitely has the base of Angel Nova in it, but it's just a hell of a lot more green, a lot fresher, which I really enjoy. If you want a fresh but sweet with a bit of floral in your fragrance for the spring or summertime, I think that this is an excellent option. It came out in 2022, so maybe that's why people don't talk about it as much anymore, but it is quite lovely. Definitely one that I'm looking forward to wearing in the warmer months coming up. So let's go over the notes. This is gonna open up with lychee and raspberry, just like Angel Nova, but you also then get violet leaf, and that's what really adds in that freshness. In the heart, you get jasmine, peony, white rose, and the base is musk and vanilla. Definitely one of Lattafa's best fresh takes on a fruity floral DNA. So this next fragrance is very, very different from everything on this list. It is actually heavily inspired by BDK's Gris Charnel. If you've not smelled BDK's Gris Charnel, this was actually recommended to me from Redolessence. Well, not directly, I watched one of his videos. And I heard him say that if a woman is wearing Gris Charnel, she is hands down the best smelling woman in that room. And I was like, well, I gotta try it. This is a very unique scent that has iris in it, and it's not like a sweet fruity floral. It honestly, the best way that I could describe Gris Charnel is imagine Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, but imagine him in human form, and his family lives in an expensive hotel because they own all of these different hotels. They're very rich, and so they live in these hotels, but Eeyore doesn't like his life, he's very depressed, but because he comes from this very expensive family, he always smells like this very expensive hotel kind of air fragrance, but done in a very depressed and mopey kind of way. I know that might sound crazy, but that is Gris Charnel. This is your rainy day fragrance, your I come from money, but I'm sad about it fragrance. It just has a very interesting vibe to it. Anyways, that's a long way to intro Liam by Lattafa. Liam is intended to be a clone of BDK Gris Charnel. I do think that the original BDK Gris Charnel is still better, but this is an excellent alternative to it. And some people might honestly like Liam even more because to me, it does add on a bit more sweetness, which will make it a bit more mass appealing. This is such a chic, Anna Wintour, stylish, classy, unique fragrance that if you want to see what Gris Charnel smells like without breaking the bank, but you want something bigger than just a small little sample bottle, definitely try out Liam. It is so close to it and honestly smells like a very expensive niche fragrance. Let's go over the notes. So notes for Liam: cardamom, fig, black tea. In the heart, you're going to get iris, vetiver, labdanum, and the base is vanilla, sandalwood, tonka, and patchouli. Honestly, one of the hardest scents to describe, but one that is worth smelling. I think you're gonna either love or hate it. Definitely unisex, not at all anything Middle Eastern in this fragrance. Liam by Lattafa. Now these next two, I think, are Lattafa's two best works in terms of fruity florals. Literally, you can put these in Sephora and blind test people, and I do not think that they'd be able to tell you that this is a Middle Eastern fragrance. This first one is actually inspired by Paco Rabanne's Million fragrance for ladies, and I am talking about Dalal. This is definitely a newer release. I think it's been out for maybe just a few months or so. Smells incredible. In terms of the packaging, not for me. I think it comes off a bit tacky with the fake jewels and the crown, but whatever. At least the top, which has this pearl part to it, is kind of cool. You're either gonna love or hate it. You're either gonna think it's really cute or you're gonna think it's really tacky. I don't know. But more importantly, the scent. This smells so close to the original Paco Rabanne fragrance. It's very, very sweet, but you get those strong florals in there. This is just so good. This is so good. When I smelled this, I was like, oh, damn, Lattafa. Damn, like you are not messing around. You are hearing what people are saying about you only making Middle Eastern, amberous, resinous, vanilla gourmand fragrances, and you're really proving that that is not all you can do. This is an excellent take on a designer DNA, truly one of their best works. If you've never tried the Paco Rabanne Million Gold scent, or if you like that scent but you want it at a cheaper price point, definitely check out Dalal. So notes for this one: it's gonna open up with orange, mandarin, apple. In the heart, you get ylang ylang, jasmine, and more orange. And the base is gonna give you vanilla, musk, and oak moss. So it's sweet, but it also still has almost slightly powdery type of vibe to it, almost like an orange blossom kind of vibe. You know how orange blossom can give you a little bit of that powdery essence? That's kind of what this has, but not at all like baby powder, which I personally can't stand. And it dries down to that nice vanilla, musky kind of profile. So big fan of Dalal. Definitely one to check out. And now finally, last but certainly not least, this is, in my opinion, the best fruity floral that Lattafa has made. And this is one of their newest releases. I'm not just saying this to blow smoke up their butt. They really did do a phenomenal job with the scent, and I think it's better than the original. I'm talking about, yes, Second Song by Lattafa. Second Song, if you're not familiar, is inspired by My Devotion by Dolce & Gabbana. This is a flanker to Angham. It has nothing to do with Angham in terms of how it smells. I don't know why they made it a flanker to Angham, but whatever. It smells very similar to My Devotion, but I think a bit sweeter, in my opinion. But why I say this is one of their, not one of, but honestly, I think their best fruity floral. This just smells, first of all, like a real designer fruity floral scent. Again, similar to Dalal, but just even better. You would get this at a department store for over $100. The fact that they were able to make such a high quality fragrance with no Middle Eastern twang in it and have it outperform the original in terms of longevity and projection is very impressive to me for the price point. For example, if I had to compare Angham and how close it is to Burberry Goddess, I would say this is way closer to My Devotion than Angham is to even Burberry Goddess. It is that good. And the smell is just so good. It's so addictively sweet and likable. And the original My Devotion is so sweet and addictively likable as well. I think that they've just cranked up the sweetness in this scent. And again, it lasts so well on my skin. I am absolutely going to be wearing this out this spring or summertime. I've actually layered this with Angham as well as other vanillas. Vanillas are my favorite things to layer with, in case you haven't noticed. And it is so nice. Not only do I think that this is good for spring or summertime, but I really think that this is a wonderful year-round scent. If you want to wear it on its own, you can. If you want to layer it to give it more depth, you can. This is a fruity floral that I really think is like a must-have. You want a feminine smelling scent that has some freshness to it, some sweetness to it. It's light, it's airy, it's gorgeous, it dries down wonderfully, it's gonna last, it's gonna project, it's not gonna break the bank. Do yourself a favor and try Second Song by Lattafa. I don't think you will be disappointed. Let me know which of those you have tried. What are some of your favorite designer level smelling Middle Eastern fragrances?